Hello students, welcome back to the reading of Dutt's poem Sita. In the first part of the lesson, I'm sure you all remember, we talked about our poet Dutt and the context of the poem Sita. The poem, let me remind you again, is going to present three siblings, three young sensitive children as they have gathered around their mother in the darkness of the evening when the mother is going to narrate to them the tragic tale of Sita's second exile to the forest. Though a virtuous and chaste wife, as well as the queen, Sita is now forced to live in the forest like an ascetic. Today, in this second part of the lesson, I shall read the text first, then I shall present the summary of the poem in brief, and the third part would analyze the text in detail with a line by line explanation and interpretation of the text. Let's first read the text. Three happy children in a darkened room. What do they gaze on with wide open eyes? A dense, dense forest, where no sunbeam pries, and in its center a cleared spot. There bloom gigantic flowers on creepers that embrace tall trees. There, in a quiet lucid lake the white swans glide. There, whirring from the brake, the peacock springs. There herds of wild deer race. There patches gleam with yellow waving grain. There blue smoke from strange altars rises light. There dwell in peace the poet anchorite. But who is this fair lady? Not in vain she weeps, for lo, at every tear she sheds, tears from three pairs of young eyes fall amain, and bowed in sorrow are the three young heads. It is an old, old story, and the lay which has evoked sad Sita from the past is by a mother sung. 'Tis hushed at last, and melts the picture from their sight away. Yet shall they dream of it until the day when shall those children by their mother's side gather me as erst at eventide. This is our poem, and it starts with a picture of the three children. It is clear that the mother's story arouses awe and wonder in the three listeners. In her story, the mother describes the beautiful ashram or the sacred grove where Sita now lives. It is a nice clear spot amid dense forest with thick foliage, tall trees, creepers, gigantic flowers, a lucid lake, swans, peacocks, deer, and a small patch of cornfield. The flora and fauna of the grove create quite a romantic setting. It is the ashram or the sacred grove of the poet and sage Valmiki, who is the author of the Ramayana. But Sita is evidently not happy. Sita is sad and she weeps unmindfully. She cannot stand her separation from Lord Rama. Probably she also feels humiliated. Like a castaway, she lives a life of hardship and solitude. She cannot hold her tears. Seeing her cry, as the mother narrates in her story, the three tender hearts melt in grief and sympathy. The three siblings also weep as the mother continues to narrate the tragic story of Sita. This is an ancient story and well known as well. The mother stops suddenly, and the picture of miserable Sita vanishes from their minds. But the poet gets nostalgic here. Toru is reminded of her girlhood days when she, along with her two siblings, Oru and Abju, used to hear their mother narrating similar stories. Here is a picture of the three siblings, and Torudat was the youngest of the three. So here we get an autobiographical reference. The poet believes that the story would have made a deep impact on the young minds of the children, and they would probably dream of Sita tonight. Thus partly autobiographical, the poem is characterized by a tone of nostalgia. The poet Turudat probably attempts to revisit her girlhood days through this poem Sita. And if the tragic tale of Sita is the core of this poem, the impact of the story upon the three young listeners and their response to the story as well draw the attention of the readers. In the third part of this lesson, we shall attempt a line by line explanation of the text, and after that, we shall work out the textual exercise. Okay, thank you.